Right. Check 1, 2. Turn this up a little bit. Check, check, check. Perfect. Alright, so that. Okay. Daily. Alright. Let's put our levels on here. Okay, 9:30. All right, so what are we seeing? Got some levels. So we have this liquidity area. We do have this trend line here. Gotta watch that trend line. Let's see right here. Alright, so we should be watching this. We'll have like a nice channel. We could probably create right here. If this does break to the upside, I would look for this 200 on the 30. That's 300 points. All right, second. Alright, so we're watching this. Trying to do all this off of one monitor today. Still kind of figuring out my process from a live stream standpoint. Recording, it's I think I have that pretty much down. Kind of working on my background. It's coming along. Alright, so let's see what we get. So this looks like just kind of waiting. Let's see, we do have this channel here, so just be careful of this channel. I know we kind of went out of it right there, but it still is a pretty, let's see, could we do something like this maybe? Yeah, something like that should be our channel. There we go. Close below this area, we're going down. I would say break above that, probably going up. So we could actually break this up, fake out up here, and then push back down. That's a pretty good setup potentially, just knowing how NQ works. Watch around this area here, 556, this right here. Good support. So we get below this area, view up. We could even try to break down here and then bounce up off of that as well. So looking at the time, it's 9:30. So let's see how we do here. I really like this 15-minute. All right, so there's a breakdown. All right, let's see. Here. There's a good breakdown to the downside. Okay, so here we are, open. Let's just kind of watch this. So I would watch this 9 on the 5-minute. See if we try to push up off of that, or if we just try to push down from here. could get some weakness here. See if we get that weakness down. Looks like we are getting some to the downside. But I would be careful because we are at the bottom of this channel. You know, people are trying to go short right here. This could just, you know, bounce up essentially on us and move up. So let's see kind of what it does right here for us. All right, so something you could do if you wanted to, you could kind of say there's this. Yeah, that's fine. I would watch this right here. So this is a trend line. See if we get above that. If not, we're just going to continue down here. Let's see. So I am watching on the 15 and the 30. So here's this channel. The 15 looks really nice. If we break this down, come below this area down here, push up, and then retest down. Really good spot for a short. But just watching that right now. So looks like we're getting that push down. There's our push down. So let's see if we can stay below it. You know, continue to push down, or we're going to try to push up from here. All right. Let's see. All right, there's a move back up off of that channel, like I mentioned. I'd be careful with this. Okay, so here's our push back up. I would watch this trend line. Are we trying to break up? I think we are trying to probably break up here. See if we get this move up out of this area. We are getting that move up. All right, let's see if we can continue up here. All the way up to the 200, I would expect on the 15 minute. So if we look at the 15 minute, where is it at? 15. Yeah, we're on the 15 right now, that green level. Look, I would expect us to try to get up there. See if we can get it. All right, pushing, we're pushing, we're pushing. I think we're gonna make it up there. I would look around 74, 77 level potentially. I think we have one more pop up. I think we have one more pop to the upside. See if we can get it. Sorry, I have my other monitor on this screen over here. All right, there's a pop up. See if we get that continuation up. I would say more, a little bit more. All right, I'm gonna take one right here. All right, and I'm out. So that was a nice play. That was actually $1,200 for me. But I'd be very careful right here at this right here. Sorry, I'm switching between my mouses. This right here level. If we get above that 200, that green level is the 200. I would think we're going to be strong. We just broke up out of this. Here we go. We're getting above this trend line. We're showing some strength. Can we continue is the question. Can we continue with the strength? I'm going to look to potentially take a long if we can get above this and push up. So let's see if we can get that move up. I'm not going to try to risk it, right? At this point, I do know that we've had a pretty big push down. Like I mentioned, we'd probably try to push down a little bit before we go up, and that's what we're getting. So if we can get above this area, really honestly, your next level is going to be around 25.45. I would watch the trend line that I have here. So we're right at this. There's no need to rush to get into play here because we're right on this trend line. What I'm talking about, I'll show you. So here it is. So there's this trend line we've really held. If we can break through this and really close above this area, I would say we could definitely push up. So we're within a channel to the upside, and then if we break this trend line, I would expect us to continue up. So just watch that. I'm watching. Not going to take a play right now. I did take a long when we pushed up because I kind of saw it in my mind, right? I saw what we could be doing with a push down, then a push up off of that. We did get that. So gonna just watch, wait and see, right? At the moment, we could just push back down. Something I want to show you is And I apologize. I don't have. I'm still getting my setup right. But look, this is a major 2-minute candle, huge. So I would expect us to try to come down a little bit. On the 2, we're actually getting a lower low, because signifying initial weakness, right? So we could come back down to this level, 818 or 811. Watch that level. But the longer that we stay here and try to break up, the more we're going to try to actually get up on the charts, if that makes sense. So I'm watching this. I still am paying attention. I have more charts over here. I'm still paying attention to this, right? This 9, this 200. I'm sorry, it's the 200 on the 15. If we can't get above that, then we're going to go down. If we can break out of this to the upside, it's looking nice. What do I see from a structure standpoint? We talk about structure. This is what I see, right? There's a inverse head and shoulder that's playing out. If we get this, I would say we're probably going to try to go up to this level here, 2560 level. So a lot of room to move if we do break this, but we want confirmation before we actually take it, right? So let's just kind of watch. We don't want to just jump in something and it just bite us. So that's kind of what I'm watching at the moment. Let's go down to the 15. I think the 15 really gives us a really good view of what's going on. Let's watch the 15. I'm looking to take maybe one more trade for the day, and we'll call it quits. But if we can't get up, knowing that we've been weak, I would expect us to just start to round off to the downside, is what I expect. So watching that to see what we do. All right, I'm going to go down to the 5. Looks like we could be getting a break right now to the upside. Here we go. Here's our break. I think this could potentially push up pretty heavily, honestly. So let's see what we get here. I'm going to try to take this to see, I could take it to there. I'm going to take this to 30 potentially. I think we should be able to get to 30. All right, we're at 907. Watching this level. This is top of a liquidity area, so do have to be careful about that. It's looking good at the moment. I would say this trend line is something to kind of be aware of right here that we're at. All right, pushing up, pushing up. See if we can get up a little bit more. All right, here we go, pushing up. Almost there to my level. Actually going to go at 27, so 927. See if we can get up there. I think we will. Again, I'm just kind of scalping this. We broke the previous high, and we're just making our way up. Okay, so I'm still in this. I wish we would just hit that level so I can get out. But I do like the strength where we're at. We could, right? There's a risk of holding this. We could actually push down off of this. But I'm watching this to the upside here. So looking for 927 level. Let's see if we get it. 5 minute looks strong. There's no reason to get out of this at the moment. A lot of volatility right now. A lot of volatility. So let's see here. Next candle's open. Could push down initially and then try to push up off of that. So let's see what we get. So I think on this, we'll try to get a push down, and then if we're going to continue strength, we're going to push up off of that. So I'm not jumping out of this play because I think there's a good opportunity to continue up. If you look at the 2 minute here, again, I'm looking at my charts over here because it's giving me real time exactly what's going on. See if I can push this all the way up. All right, so there's a nice bottom tail on this candle, and I'll explain this in a minute, but I'm in this trade, so I'm gonna just watch this for a minute. So pushing up. If we can get some strength here, this is gonna go up. Okay, there we go. Hit my level. It hit my level and then it went down. All right, a little bit more. This is what it does every time, right? Okay. So we did create a higher high though on the 2 minute. It's actually a good sign. I'm still in it. Just watching this play. It literally like wicked my level and went down. All right, up a little bit more. Let's see. All right, we're fighting right here. I do think this probably wants to break out to the upside higher, but let's see what we get. All right, there's a breakdown, so we do have to watch this candle. We have to watch this right here and see how we'll react on this, right? That's giving us an engulfing to the downside. Is this a retest at this level, or is this going to go down off of this level? That's the question. So I'm going to watch this level. All right. Let's see, watching on the 200. See if we can get this move back up. All right, we're watching right here. See, can we hold this 9 to push back up off of this? If not, we're just going to break down with weakness, right? That's kind of what we're looking at here. All right, can we hold, or are we going to break down? That's the question. We have how many seconds? Looking at the time. See, 2 minutes left on the 5. You have a minute left on the 2 minute. I would expect us to try to maybe push up a little bit more. Even if we do want to push down, we're going to try to probably push up a little bit, I would guess. But let's see what happens. Okay, there's a push up. There's a push up. Are we going to get a 3-bar play? That's the question here. Again, I'm still in this play because I see reasons. Got to be careful though on the 15. I see, right? We have that 200 on the 15 that we're watching. All right. Let's see. I'll show you this. So here's our 5 minute. Looks like we're trying to push up a little bit. Here we are at that level again, right? Just watching that level. Are we going to try to break through that or not? That's the question. So I'm going to be careful here with this play. All right, so trying to push up. There we go. All right, so I'm out. So I'm out of the play. This is actually probably going to push up more. Why do I think that? So that's actually 1,000 on the day for me right there. What am I seeing? So watch this 5 minute. Watch this 2 minute. This 2 minute is telling us a lot, right? Half of this candle is going to be filled, so it's going to come down halfway potentially and then push up. So here we go. Here's a push up. I'm going to get I'm going to take 1 MNQ on this because I think there is more room to the upside, but I want to be careful first. So I'm going to be looking for, see where my potential entry could be. Maybe down a little bit more here. See, I'm going to look at around like 76. See if I can get it at 76. So I'm going to try to get down around 76. Okay, so it looks like it's just going to push up off of this. So let me go ahead and do that. It's going to just push off of this level up, right? And that's what we're getting. So I would watch like the 52 level. I do think we're going to continue up more. All right. Just watching this and watch the top of this channel right here. Could try to push down off of that channel. Something I want to show you here. So look at your 5 minute right now. Probably going to push down. Why? There's not much of a bottom, right? This probably needs to come down some, unless we're just going to be super strong and push off of that. That's something you want to kind of watch right here. So just kind of watching that. 15 is showing a lot of strength at the moment, so watching that as well. But this channel is going to be a major play for us to kind of just watch, wait and see, right? There's no reason to take anything at the moment until we know that it's a really good setup. That's kind of what we're looking at here. So I would expect maybe some sort of potential push down before we move up if we're going to be strong. All right, so 2 minute, we can kind of dive down. Look at that, there's no bottom wick on that 2 minute. So I'm actually going to try to take potential short. It's risky, right? It's risky. Okay, we broke the top of the previous candle, so I do not want to take this right now. I'm just going to sit on my hands and just wait. There's no reason to you know, jump in this right now. All right. Let's see. It's not giving me numbers. That's interesting. All right, so there's the push down that I was talking about. There's that push down. If we're going to be strong, we might try to push off of that, but nice little push down here to the downside. All right. Let's see if we can push up a little bit more. If we get below the previous candle, I'm going to stop out. But we could have strength here. I do see this potentially pushing down as well. So just watching that, see what we get. All right. So I'm done for my day. So now let's just kind of talk through what we're seeing here. So if I look at the different levels here, it's interesting. It's not showing me anything. We're at the top of this channel. So watch that channel. Again, beautiful play to the upside. I saw it earlier. Again, I've just been, around NQ for a long time. So I've noticed that when we bounce, we're probably going to want to continue up. And it looks like that if we break out of this channel, we have reasons to go all the way up here. All the way up. So it's possible. It is possible, but we need to be careful right here. Right. So we're at the top of this channel. So, I'm not really looking to go long at the moment. Now, if we break this, for example, if we come up here, break this, retest, and then push up, I do see us coming up to this area here. And I mentioned that earlier, right? If we come around this 60 to 40 level, it's definitely possible. That's another 100 points. Think about that. Another 100 points. But we got to see if we're going to get it or not. We're in this channel. We break this channel. Why do I think that level, right? What do I see for that level? Well, if you look at the chart, all right, and I showed this earlier, we have a nice inverse head and shoulders, and we're breaking off of that. Break this level here, I would expect us to go up to here. And now understanding how to see these levels takes time, but you can do it, right? It does take time. You just have to learn like liquidity and what we're doing. So right now we're just trying to build liquidity here. And look what we just got. We just got a nice rejection of this area. So just watching, right? Just watching if we make higher lows, that's just telling me that we're building strength, right? But right now we're bumping our head at this level. So the question is, can we break through that level to push up? So if we do, that could be a really good play. But again, you don't want to just jump into stuff. That's how you lose. All right. Watching. Okay, I'm gonna refresh this really fast. Right. All right, so we're still here. We're still kind of watching this level. So watch this trend line right now. So what we're seeing is this trend line. We're seeing that if we're gonna be weak, right, we're basically gonna start to round off, and you'll start to see lower lows to push down. And we could bounce halfway in the channel and then push up, right? It's all about timing, like understanding when when the move is happening, right? We're not just jumping in long right here. It's not the smartest thing to do, okay? All right, so we are above these levels. I mean, there's reasons to come up. The question is, are we going to get there? Is the question. Oh, man. I mean, this candle right here has a lot of reasons to come down on that. But, okay, so here you go. Here's your break. I'm not fully sold on it. I do think it can definitely go up, but just be careful with that move. It's a breakout here, so just be careful of that. It's a nice little breakout. Is it a fake out or is it a breakout? Let's see what happens. All right, so building strength here. Can we move up? We're going to move down. What's going to happen? I think at this point we've kind of broken that channel, so it probably does want to push up. The question's, are we going to get it right now? So this could be a major push down as well. Just watch, wait, and see it, right? No reason to just jump into things and hope you make money. All right, so I'm watching all the different levels here, what we could be doing. It looks like we could be trying to break out again. Like I mentioned, there's this channel that we have here on the 2 minute. We have reasons to push up, so see if we can push up off of this to, you could just be scalping these plays, right? Understanding like candle motions, movement, right? This has a bottom tail, and now we're creating that top tail on this particular candle. So here's a top tail on that. And what are we doing, right? What are we seeing on this? So what we're seeing is this break of this channel. So for you guys that just joined, let me show you this. So higher level, ignore all these lines, right? I'll take the lines off. I want to show you this. This is beautiful to this level. Why do I say that? It's an inverse head and shoulders, right? So here's a shoulder, head, shoulder. We're breaking out of this channel, right? And we'll get that often with these types of structures to then push up. Now we might try to pull back. We might try to pull back. Here, let me get all this off the chart. I'm sorry. Let's do this. And if you learn this stuff without needing indicators, it's how you make money doing this, right? So look what we're doing. We could be weak potentially as well, because look, we just created a wick. We did not close above this trend line. So I would say watch that. Make sure that we close above that trend line. Killing it, love it. What's up, Jess? All right. Man, this could be a fake out channel to the upside. Let's see if we can close above this channel. Or did we just wick up and then move down? All right, I'm just watching. At this point, I'm done for the day. We have a lot of reasons to come down. I'd say we could probably even, if we're going to be strong, I could see an initial push down to this 200. It would create a nice bottom tail for us here. And then we could just push up off of that. So let's see if we get that or not. 5 minute looks nice for up. You see this candle that we're on currently? There's no wick on it, meaning this is probably going to push down, and then I would expect this to push up, but let's see if we get it. Okay, so we're pushing down to, looks like the 9 on the 5 minute. Where's that at? That's 874. 875 level. Do we try to push back up? Man, that's 30 points. Wow. I have a feeling we might try to push up. Why do I say that? Because you're seeing levels. Let me show you. Yep. So we're on that 200 again, right? We pushed above it before. If we're going to be strong, we're actually going to push up off of it. Now we are back into this channel, so be careful of that. Always have to think both ways, right? Always thinking both ways. Chess, you take a trade yet? All right. We have 3 more minutes. 4 minutes left on the 30-minute. Okay. 15 minutes showing down. And we can talk about too, like if you were looking to go long on this, where would your stop be? That type of thing as well. So we want to see, okay, there's a lot of liquidity going on right here, right at this level. So can we stay above that area is the question. Can we stay? I'm going to delete this one. Can we take this liquidity area and use it as support to push up? It's actually a really good thing if we hold above this trend line, use this level as support, right? What I mean, this level. So you see all this here, you see this here, right? This was all resistance previously. Now it's actually support. So if we do, it's a high probability if we can hold this to then maybe create a 3-bar play. So we'll get a green candle, then pushes back up off of that. Again, you're seeing these things before they happen. You can't just react. You're actually trying to anticipate. If you've ever played sports like baseball, right? You have to anticipate the pitch. You can't just swing when you see it. You have to anticipate. And then you make the actual swing once the ball, right, is in the zone. If it's not, then you're not taking that swing, or you're not taking the trade. You're just waiting. And so that's where for a long time I struggled, was I could anticipate, but I didn't know when to actually take the swing. So let's kind of watch this. Okay, remember we have this level up here. I'm going to mark this for us. I bet you it's going to hit before I even put it on the chart. All right, so this is a no wick. So we'll call this a no wick, meaning that we're going to have to go to that point and fill it again. Looking really nice for the upside. We have a minute and 50 seconds. So what I really want it to do is actually stay around this level. I don't want it to go up for another minute 50 seconds. And you might say, well, you do because you want it to move up, right? But if we do that, it's going to create this bottom wick that's huge, and it just won't look right. So we want it to stay this way. The next candle opens up, maybe comes down, doesn't go below the previous 5-minute, and then pushes up. That's kind of what we want to see. Oh, did I just move my... All right, so okay, we have a head and shoulders as well. Do you see it? So here's our head and shoulders. So this could push down. We just broke the previous low. So this could take us down back to this 9 here. So you're really just trying to see what is the market showing me on all different directions. We know that we have reasons for up, we have reasons for down. So that's what we're, kind of looking at. Oh, I feel like did I just move this? I didn't mean to. All right, let's put this back where it was. All right. Let's see. Something like that. All right, so that's what we'll make right there. Okay, so here we are back at the support again. I would be careful though now as we start to look at a little bit of weakness. Why do I say that? Because you can see that there's this this bottom wick. We're below the bottom wick on the previous candle. So watching that on this play. This could be a nice play to the upside, but we have to wait. The 9 on the 2 showing weakness. We're below it. On the 5, we're holding it. Oh, okay. We just went below it. Now we're breaking down. So it probably wants to push down. We're getting some weakness here. Head and shoulders. You see it? You see the head and shoulders? It's playing out all the way down. Probably. I would say probably to this 790, 785 level. Let's see if we get it. That's a big move. That's a big move. How are you guys doing? Have y'all taken any trades? Appreciate you guys joining. I'm new to live streaming. Been trading this stuff for a long time, but trying to share a little bit of experience. Okay, so on the 9, on the 15, look what we're doing. We're on the 9 on the 15, so we just touched that level. So the levels, the time frames I'm really looking at are the The 2, the 5, the 15, and the 30. Those are really the 3 that I'm watching. Okay, so if we're going to be weak, we're going to have to break below that. I do think we're probably going to try to break down at this point. Nice push up. And this is probably just going to pull us all the way back down. That's what it looks like here. All right, let's see if we get it. This really could take us all the way back down to the 200 and the VWAP, to be honest. We'll see if we get it, but those areas are pretty pretty nice to the downside. All right, so what do we have left on the 2? We have 4 seconds. Probably open up a new candle here. See if we're going to try to push down, create a lower low on this candle. That's the question. Do we create a lower low on this candle? So watching, see if this can push down, or are we just going to push up? I wouldn't think we're just going to push up yet. We do have some liquidity here. So yeah, I guess you could see that, but I still think we're going to try to push down a little bit more on this. We're at the 9. We're at the, there's just a lot right here. We're watching it. We're watching it. All right, there we go. Breaking down. Okay. So I still think this is going to push down. Do you guys see it? You guys see this head and shoulders? I'm just watching all the different things, right? There's a lot of different things. So I'm thinking about what's next, right? Well, we probably could come down to here, 87, and then maybe try to push back up, maybe, if we're going to try to be weak or strong. If not, we're just going to continue down to the downside. All right. The 9, we're breaking below the 9 on the 15. We got the VWAP down here at 90. Okay. This stuff works, man. I'm telling you. Watch 90. Yep. That's where we're going. Now, would I be taking shorts down here? No. I would not be taking shorts down here. That's not a good setup. There's no reason to do that. Okay. Be watching this area. If you took longs up here, so what I would do is once we broke this low right here on the previous candle, I would have taken a short in order to try to take it down to probably where we're at. I think we have a little bit more, maybe 5, 10 points. Yeah, like right here is where I'd definitely be careful. Right here. Watch that area. So we could get a bounce potentially right here. See what we get. Now, we still have the 200 and the VWAP right here. I want to watch that. We could come down a little bit more. I think we might. Let's see. But just pan out a little bit, right? Like look back and think about what just happened, right? And I mentioned this. There was this head and shoulders that played out. And I said up here that we have to watch this, right? We're at the very top of this play. Sure enough, push back down. 5 minute, we had a nice wick. Just wicked out, several folks back to the downside. Now, watch this. We could potentially push up. Yep, so here's a push up. This could just be a push up to create a tail and then push down, or this could be a move, start to create higher highs or higher lows, to the upside. Again, the market does the same thing over and over and over. Okay. All right. So watching this, let's talk a little bit about something I'm seeing right now. Okay. My goal is to kind of show some things I see. So this candle right here has a huge, it's engulfing. What does that mean? I can see it by this diamond. It's engulfing, meaning that it's covered the previous candle on the top and the bottom. It's covered it. So both sides it's bigger or shorter, right? So the question is, Do we, okay, so now, you know, this has to fill at some point. So this candle has to come up and touch this. Doesn't have to be right now. We're showing a lot of weakness right here. This right here indicates weakness. Huge candle, right? Huge top, meaning we tried to move up, but then we just got slapped back down, okay? So watching that, showing a lot of weakness. See what we do right here at VWAP. Anybody take a play? Just wondering. Beautiful move right here. Beautiful move. All right. Nice. All right. All the way to VWAP. There it is. Wow, 67. Wow. So this is the completion of this structure, right? So if you were playing this head and shoulders, this is actually the full completion. You'll start to trust these plays, but that's a beautiful play right there. Question is, do we move up from here or do we go down? I will stay on till about probably 10:30 or so today. All right, 5 minute. What does 5 minutes show us? 5 minute. Again, we're on the VWAP. 200 is below us a little bit more. It's going to have to be super weak to push down from here. This is a really strong level. A lot of support here. We could even draw that. Here, I'll zoom out a little bit to show you, you know, this area right here is really kind of creating some support for us right there. Right here, support. All right, so I'm going to take this off. Okay. So do we hold this level and push up, or are we going to push down from this level? That's the question. Just watching this at the moment. Again, this is going to be nice support here. I'd be careful with this to the downside. If you wanted to, you could actually probably take some sort of long off of that VWAP, knowing you're probably going to get some sort of, you know, push back up. And we definitely got that. You know, that's from 758 all the way back up to, man, that's 50 points. That's wild. That is wild. Okay, here's our move back up, like I mentioned. So if we get above the previous high, that's that would be short-term strength. If we get above this previous high, did we do it yet? No. These are little things you got to pay attention to. There's this huge wick here. So if we're going to be strong, we're probably going to try to push back up a little bit more. But if not, we're just going to create a huge top tail like this, right? Didn't get above the previous candle and then just push down. Do I think that's going to happen? Could be. Could happen. I don't know if it will, though. Okay, new candle. These are places that you just kind of wait for a setup, right? So here's a break of the high, previous high. So this is up. But now we got the 9 here, right? What else do we have? So, and if we look at this from a higher time frame, right? Like, let's look at this from like an hourly, okay? Like, what are we seeing from the hourly here? Well, we're still in this channel. Oh, we still have a huge gap. I don't really pay attention to gaps, but it's another reason to move up. Okay. Yeah, we could definitely move up for sure. Let's look at the 5 minute here. So we're holding the bottom of this channel. These channels are real. They actually are real. So here we go. Trying to push back up. off of this. All right. Can you put a W if you're in the chat and you're kind of listening to what I'm talking through here? Because like this stuff is huge. Okay, so more strength here to the upside. Again, this is just that bounce. Here's the 3-bar play I talked about, right? Came down. We came down a little bit further than I thought, but we're still getting the move that potentially can happen. We have reasons to come up here and fill this up here, right? That's kind of what I'm looking at. We have reasons to go up there. So the question is, is that now or is that going to be later? But I don't really want to jump into a trade here. I mean, I'm not trading, but because look, there's this huge wick on this. There's a huge candle on this. This could definitely push down, on this particular play. So we want to be careful here because, if I get FOMO, fear of missing this play, but then this just comes down to fill, create a body that's a little bit lower, right? I'm the loser. But watch this. We're on the 9 at the moment. There's reasons here. So what, 17 minutes? So there are reasons for this to push up. And what are those reasons? This huge candle right here, right? Sorry, it doesn't work well on TradingView. That candle, we're probably going to at least fill half of that. And that would take us to this no wick, right? I don't have a bias towards that right now. But the question is, like, when is that going to happen? Because it's going to happen. It's just when. Is it going to happen today? Is it going to happen in 5 minutes? Is it going to happen next, at 3 o'clock? Like, what time? So just kind of paying attention to those. Big move up. Some of the best things that you can do are just pay attention, right? Just watch the candles. See what they're doing. Okay, so here's that channel. Oh, okay, so we just broke on the 2 minute below. Okay, well now my head is like, is this a liquidity build? Right? Are we building or are we going to continue pushing down? 5 minute? Okay, well that looks really nice to the downside if we can break this level. But there's these hidden levels, right, in the charts that we have to pay attention to. And this is one of them. And so that's what we're doing right now. All right, I am going to take this channel. So what is this right here I'm showing? I'll show you. We have this bigger, let's see, it's a 15 minute, where was it? Yeah, on the 5. So here it is. So on the 5, we had this channel, or not channel, it's a trend line. This trend line right here. So it looks like we try to change that trend line a little bit up here, potentially. There we go. So I'm going to watch that trend line. So we're being weak and we're not getting above that level. Okay. All right. So if we break below this channel, we get below 743, this down here, we start really kind of just struggling. There's a really good reasons, right? Once you break out of a channel, if we can close, maybe retest, and then just push down, really good reasons to come down. This could be this cup formation I'm talking about, right? Where we just kind of move like this and take us back down to this area right here, 590s. Okay, so let's look at the 5. So let's kind of dive down into, kind of dissect these lower time frames to see what we're doing. So, okay, we're just sitting on top of VWAP right now. Could want to break here in a minute, but just watching. Wouldn't be taking anything right here. If I do take anything the rest of the day, it's going to be M and Q, just one M and Q. Up 1100 on the day, on 3 accounts actually, each. So I'm just kind of not looking for anything, right? It's just if I see a setup, if I see zones, if I see the candle structures, of, oh, that looks like a really nice play. What are we doing? We're retesting, and now we're pushing down off of that trend line right here, right? So that could signify weakness, right? So watching that, but I still have to be aware of the 200 that's right there, right? You see it? That 200 is huge. All right, it's telling me my bit rate is too high. Maybe I can just... Right. Okay, so just watching this zone that we're in. If anything, I'm looking long here, not short. Does that make sense? There it is. There it is. Because look, we have this area that I marked right here of, right? We go here, come down, we go here, come down, we go here, come down. So it's a nice little level. Okay, here's a move up. All right, looks like there was news at 10. So we're just making our way up here. So the question is, let's see, these wicks. Do we just get a wick and then push down is the question right here. I'm watching that. Okay, my wife is messaging me, so give me a second. Let me look at this. All right. Let's see. All right. Okay, here we go. Let's go down to the 2 minute. Looking really nice for the upside now. We're starting to create this cup. It's up, right? You see it? Cup. And we have a reason to get to this level, right? That's why we mark these levels, because it helps us understand like where we could go. Where could that take us, right? Where could that take us? Now I will show you this on the 15. Let's see, EMAs. It should show up here in a minute. All right, so there is. Let's see, where's the 200 at for this? Something's weird. Where did my 200 go? Yeah, it should be on there. It's not showing though. Interesting. The 200 is at like 870. So it's actually it's a little bit higher. It's up here. It's actually at the top of this channel. So the question is, do we get back up to the top of that channel with this move? See if I do it again, if it comes up. All right. Here's a move up. Yep, and we're getting that move to the upside. I am going to take, let's see, 1 MNQ right here, and I'm going to take this to 909. So what we marked on the charts, right? I'll take it to 909. Now this might push down first. That's okay. I'm in an MNQ, just one. It's it's not going to kill me. I'm actually going to be careful here and watch. I see reasons for us to come maybe like this 80. potentially 80. See if we can get to 80. Where's that? 75. I think we can get to like 75. That's the 200 level. It's not really even that much of a move. Well, I guess so. 62. Oh, there we go. There's a push. Nice. So there's a nice break. Took that off the table. I do see 909 as a level, so just be watching that. Yeah, you see it on the charts. That's a banger play. It's a banger play. What can I see here that makes sense for this? Well, we had control move. First of all, you have this nice right here, right? So controlled move here, and we broke up. We then made a bottom wick. We broke above the previous high, and now we're pushing up, and I would almost guarantee that we'll get to that level. Okay. If you go to the 2 minute, gives us a nice structure here, right? Here's the cup, and I would, go up to this level. All right, we're going. All right, break this high. That's a good sign for us to continue to push up. See if we get it. There it is. Keep pushing. Keep pushing. Don't make me a liar. This is the middle of the channel. That's what that dotted line is that you see. But again, if you just kind of step back and look at the charts for what they are, it makes sense. Over time, it will make sense. The question is, at what time will we reach to this? I think we'll get it because we get the strength. But if we start to slow down and it starts to just, become slow, then we got to be careful. But look, this 30 minute makes sense to continue to push up because of this wick that I mentioned earlier. Okay. So again, these are like the three that we're really watching. I really only use the 1, the 4, and the daily just to kind of see like early morning, kind of what our positions are, where we're at, that type of thing. Right. So let us see us hit this level. And then I'll probably jump off after that. But let us see us hit this level. And that's okay. We might push down, create a red candle first, and then get a green candle. 1023. Okay. Ooh, look at that move. Yikes. All right. It's going to try to prove me as a liar. I'm glad I'm still not in this. But, yeah, so these don't always fill. But I still feel confident about the move. Again, that's just a move back. We had a nice push up. As long as we stay above like 770, I would expect this to continue to the upside. But again, we could just be building liquidity in this area, right? Might get that move later. Can't be sold on just one play, right? I see this one thing. It's going to hit, right? In my opinion, if I was playing this, I would do it right before. Now, it probably still wouldn't hit, but I would have done it like 908. That's just kind of how I play it. But this isn't, I'm not really worried about this still. Because I know on the 30 minute, I know we have this huge wick, right? So there's a good odds of this moving up on this wick. This is really just to scare people out, right? Of options and stuff like that. I still think, just based on what I see, so we're still have a engulfing bullish candle right here. We have 5 minutes left in this candle, so we'll see what they do there. 5 minute, and let's watch the 2 minute. The 2 minute will tell us a lot. All right. Okay, so I'm gonna watch this candle here. Let's see what we do. Let's look at the daily. I haven't even looked at the daily. All right, so daily looks nice to the upside. We're green. Oh man, this is nice. Look at this. So we had a beautiful completion of this cup. It's an inverse cup. You see it? This is on the daily. This all works on every time frame, right? Look at that. Beautiful cup. Okay, here we go. Just going for our level. Again, thought that move was really just kind of scared people out. I think we'll get it here. This is showing strength still, so this is a 3-bar play, or I at least call it a 3-bar play. Can we get enough strength to push through this and then get us to Really, probably ultimately back up here around 975 level. But let's see. So new candle on the 2. Not much of a bottom on it yet. So I wonder if we come down first. Okay. And then maybe try to push off of that to the upside. All right, we'll fill this. I'll probably call it a day. If you see this as helpful, if anything I've said kind of makes sense, or you want to learn more about it, feel free to subscribe. Just trying to build a community to help others learn how to trade NQ. You don't need a bunch of indicators. Really, you just need to understand price action. And if you can understand price action, you can go pretty far with making money each day, just a little bit, right? This morning I played for just, I think, 2 plays. It was able to hit $1,000, well, actually $3,000 because it was 1,000 on 3 accounts, right? It's not to brag. It's just to say that the credibility of this can work, right? All right, so here we go. We're getting there. All right, it's gonna get close as always. I expect this to probably hit on this particular candle. We got 46 seconds, maybe the next candle. Let's see if we get it. I think we should get it here. Okay, there's another push down. All right, so what did we get to on that candle? 907. Again, you kind of want to let your plays play out too. Don't always just kind of be hovering over them. You know, on the 1 minute, zoom out. I never use a 1 minute, but zoom out and just kind of see the play, right? This is a nice play to the upside. Breaking. We tried to push back down, but then we're just continuing to push up. We have a higher high from the previous candle. There's our fill, right? So you'd be out at this point. So we just hit that level. So we'll go ahead and take this off. And with that, I'm actually going to call it. So this looks really nice for continuation on the 2 and the 5. If you want to continue the conversation, check out the Discord. It's in the description below. We have a lot of really good traders in there. Several folks I've known for a long time. And I try to post setups I see throughout the day. So thank you for the time, and I hope you have a good day.